Welcome to my off-grid adventures. I'm Frank. It's a beautiful day in Michigan today, and I'm glad you're here with me. We're going to make 3 upgrades to our Amish built barns doors. I'm referring to the 8x8 foot doors that I had custom built for this custom built barn. They do work well, but I have some things I'd like to upgrade and improve. So we're going to install a latch that will hold them open. We're going to trim the inside of both of the doors so that it's not such a tight fit for opening and closing it. And we're going to install a new higher grade latch that will secure the door from the inside. So those are the 3 upgrades we're going to make. I appreciate you bidding with me. Let's get started and we'll see how this goes. From looking at these 2 doors when they're shot, it appears that just the center section, the center like 4 or 5 feet, it's an 8-foot tall door, that just the center 4 or 5 feet need to be sanded down on both sides so that it will shut more easily. Right now it really needs to be opened with both doors at the same time or it won't open smoothly, and same thing with closing it. So that's just a bit annoying, and hopefully that'll take care of it. It might get better when this settles or when I get a little more level, but I still think it's likely going to be a problem. So we'll sand that with a cordless belt sander. And here's what we're going to use. I am mostly a DeWalt guy. I do like some Milwaukee tools, but I like DeWalt. I got this 20 volt XR brushless belt sander, and I think it'll do the job. I needed this for some other projects I've been working on too, like the sandbox I built. So it's going to come in handy. It'll be a good tool. I love DeWalt sanders. They work really well. So glad to add this to the collection. You're watching the very first use of this DeWalt 20 volt XR cordless brushless belt sander. Let's see how well it does it at shaving maybe about a 1/4 inch or so for about a 4-foot, 5-foot section on each side of the inside parts of these 2 doors. All right, I didn't think I needed the little collection bag, but I do. Let's do the other side. See if it was enough. Not quite, but I know where it needs to be trimmed down is in the bottom section here. We'll do that, and I think it's going to be good. That did it. I'm going to be happy with that. The next project that I have is also related to these doors. And that is they catch the wind since they're so large, and they swing too hard when they open and they swing too hard shut. So what I'm going to do is either put these short door latches or these long ones on, and whichever one I don't use, I have another purpose for using in a different project, which doesn't really matter if they're short or long. These are the kind of latches that you'd see on a travel trailer that's enclosed and has a door that needs to stay really secure when you're loading or unloading your toys, like your dirt bikes and motorcycles. So my thought here is that I'll mount the smaller piece, the latch itself, this part, on the door. No, wait, the other way around. I want to put this on the barn, and then the flip out latch on the door. Man, I flipped you off as I said flip out latch. I didn't mean to do that, sorry. But I want there to be more, I want it to be more inconspicuous on the barn than I do on the door, since the door is just rough wood anyway. So that's the thought. Put the smaller piece in the barn, the flip out latch on the door, and I just don't know if it needs the shorter or the longer one. So let's experiment with it and see what we think. Not certain whether I want to put these up higher or lower or in the middle, but I want to make it discreet, but also I want it to work, and I think it'd work just about anywhere. I'm not so sure it matters how high or low or centered it is. But let's take these out and get started with it. I have way too many things in my pocket. One of them is my favorite possession, a pocket knife that my wife bought me on our first year of dating anniversary. It had my initials engraved on it. It's a little buck knife. Carry it with me every day and use it all the time and think of her every time. Thanks, Becky. Oh, too bad these didn't come with any hardware, or any screws or bolts. They're really light. I can't remember what the length of these, but the latching mechanism is about the same, but there's quite a difference here. I think this might be 10 or 11 inches, and this is like 4. What I need these to do for me is keep it far enough away where the handle doesn't hit the window, or that's really it. That's why I think I might be able to get away with the smaller one. Right now I'm just using a log that I have bracing it from opening, and then I use a 2x4, as you see there, for it to not shut. But I don't want to do that every time. This should be a better solution. I really did like this on my enclosed trailer. So it's got a spring-loaded mechanism there. So when this is pushed down, it can't open again until you press this in and pull it out. Same thing for the longer one. No difference at all. I can't put it so far in that I have to struggle or possibly not even be able to go in and reach it to attach it and detach it. There's the word. Yeah, the short one's gonna work. What I'll do is line this up just to be somewhat aesthetically pleasing, right along with the handle of the lock for the door. And then that should come in just at the corner of this window, which is kind of another place to put something that doesn't just stand out as though it's in the middle of nowhere. So let's try this out. I'm hoping I hit wood, but even if I don't, I'll just put a block of wood behind it. But I think it will hit wood, because there's the frame of the window right behind there. Let's go see what we do have inside. We do have wood. It's just not immediately next to the metal. So we'll see how that works, but it will screw into the wood. tight fit with the wood. I think I'm going to try to make it that way on the other door so that we definitely hit wood over there. That isn't going to go anywhere. All right. Could we have done something right? No way. Well, let's hope it all lines up and matches and works just right. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. I'm telling you, it's a rare thing for something to work out for me the first time, and I think that's fantastic. All right. Let's try the other side and see if we can duplicate our success. All right, for this side, it's going to have to be, in the first few feet here because I only have that far. I will measure to make sure that we're going to hit wood on the other side of this, but this isn't going to be as discreet, I don't think. I think I'm going to put it beneath it right there. Exactly proving my point of why I need this, right? That's why I let that swing open like this. Just show you that we need to do this job. I know I said I was going to just make sure it goes into wood, but I didn't have a whole lot of places for this to go on the wall here. And it's more important for me that it's reachable and discreet than that I have the convenience of not having to put a block of wood in there. So I don't think it'll be too hard to put a block in. So we're gonna just go with this like we have it. I'm getting red marks everywhere. I am talking about aesthetics, and I'm covered with red dots, and so is my barn. I just cut a small piece of 2x4 that should fit right in there fairly well. It worked out really well. The space between the inside of this wall and the next board was almost exactly a 2x4's width, so I just braced it up with another 2x4, and I think it's going to work fine. Shouldn't move on me, hopefully. All right, let's see. Oh yeah. The third and the last thing that we're going to do to upgrade our Amish built barn door is to replace this, which is the bottom latch that secures the stationary door, or at least the one that doesn't unlock from the outside. But the one that it came with broke off really early. First or second time I used the door, it broke, so it wasn't giving any security and it wasn't doing anything good. So we're gonna put 4 of these washers behind each of the screws, and there'll be 3 screws. There we go. That's much better. And then I can put a lock on this here to make it more secure even yet. That's better than what this barn came with as far as this 8x8 foot door, but I'm not complaining at all. They did a great job building it. And I don't think they'd ever used an 8x8 foot door like this, at least the way that I asked for it to be built. So I think it was something they didn't even have a pattern for, and they did a great job. But these upgrades will just make it a little bit more secure and easier to use. So I'm very glad for these 3 things, and I'm thankful that you stayed with me today and watched me make these upgrades. I do all kinds of odd things here and there on our 60-acre off-grid property. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel. I appreciate you being with me today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.